Product provided by Stride PR. The following video is not a pay for advertisement by Stride PR. The views in this video are mine and mine alone. Hey there guys, I'm back to another game review. Today I want to talk about Bokura, a cooperative puzzle platformer about two childhood friends going on an adventure before running away. Bokura manages to deliver a great indie game experience with its story-driven narrative and surprisingly amazing puzzles. With its short playtime of 4 to 5 hours, is Bokura worth it? Would I recommend this to friends or couples looking for another co-op puzzle platformer? Let's find out. Bokura starts with players reflecting on their childhood, remembering aspects of your young life, such as playing Pokemon with one person, your best friend. You start reflecting more deeply on that particular day, your final adventure together. The objective? Blow up the town's statue. You guys make arrangements to meet the following day to blow up the statue and run away together. The game sets you on this path and you have to work together to solve puzzles to reach the statue. As you move along in Bokura's story, it starts to get weird. Suddenly, the perspective starts to change. What one player can see, the other can't. The main quote-unquote gimmick of Bokura is one player will have a storybook setting featuring animals, while the other player will have robots in a steampunk setting. The game's level design becomes slightly modified between both players, so they have to work closely together if they wish to finish Bokura. The story feels like a visual novel at times. With the amount of speech bubbles and flying text on screen, it can feel tiresome for certain players. However, it does deliver an interesting narrative. I liked what Bokura presented in its story. It's about two childhood friends reflecting on what this adventure was like for them. During your playthrough, both players will experience story details on their own and should not say anything to the other player. Afterwards, you can discuss, but a decision is usually followed up that both players have to agree on. The choices do change the narrative slightly, but from my understanding, it's mostly the same at the end of Bokura. The visual novel elements make the cutscenes go for as long as 10 minutes if you're reading all the dialogue. It's kind of fun having the other player read along with you, maybe even voice acting to get into the spirit of things. I know these elements aren't for everyone, but I enjoyed reading Bokura's narrative. The gameplay is by far where Bokura shines the most. Like I said before, the main quote-unquote gimmick is having both players' perspectives be slightly different in the level design. The reliance on each other is immense and communication is key in solving Bokura's many puzzle platforming challenges. Bokura does not have local co-op because sometimes the player will be completely off screen solving a different puzzle. Also, the gimmick of having two different perspectives just cannot work locally. Because of this, both players need their own copy of Bokura to play the game together. You can jump, push objects, and climb ledges to advance puzzles. Trial and error is key, so don't be afraid to try puzzles over again. Falling too high or jumping into water will result in a death, restarting from the last checkpoint. It can get frustrating, especially the puzzles later on. You can also restart a puzzle at any time, whether you accidentally softlock the puzzle or a glitch happened. Resetting at any time is encouraged in Bokura. My only major complaint with the gameplay is the lack of a hint system. I know, it's an indie game puzzle platformer, so a system like this would require more time, but a simple prompt to guide us along harder puzzles would have been nice. In addition, sometimes Bokura just doesn't tell you certain things are required to advance. For example, there's a puzzle where one of the players' heads gets cut off. Because of this, you now need to guide them through all the platforming challenges because they literally can't see. That's a fine challenge that really makes both players communicate with one another. Our problem came when we didn't carry the dismembered head with us. This really hindered our playthrough because we had to travel back to grab the head and redo all the platforming challenges again. It would have been nice if the puzzle requiring us to throw the head on the button came sooner, so we didn't have to travel back 10 to 15 minutes to redo everything. Other than that, the level design and puzzles in Bokura are great. Both players are challenged to work together to solve these puzzles. Trial and error is fine as there's no punishment attempting puzzles over and over again. Most of the puzzles are not easy to solve, but once you do figure it out, it feels awesome. My girlfriend and I had a lot of fun playing Bokura, even though we wanted to kill each other at certain parts of the playthrough. The presentation of Bokura is good. The pixel art style works extremely well. I really like the colors used in the animal storybook setting. I did not experience the robotic perspective, but the sprite work still looks great all around. The music is pleasant, never feeling out of place for the narrative. Glitches will happen every now and then, but a simple reset fixes them. Then again, I only had like 2 or 3 glitches occur during my playthrough. The online play is smooth for the most part. It feels nice to go and pick back up right from your last checkpoint just by re-inputting a new code. I only had lag occur when we went back into it after the small break, like after playing for like 20 minutes or so, it went back to normal. Players are required to purchase 2 copies of the game as there's no friends pass like It Takes Two. According to the Steam reviews, it was in the beta but was taken out of the game after it was fully released. They did half the price of the game to $5.49, so it's not a huge cost to play Bokura. Still, it does seem a little silly to have the friends pass in, then remove it and not give early buyers an additional code. I should also note that crossplay is enabled for Bokura. Anyone who has a copy on Steam, Nintendo Switch, or iOS/Android can play with each other. Super dope, especially since crossplay in gaming is becoming more common. All in all, Bokura manages to deliver unique platforming challenges and an interesting narrative. The gameplay is fun as both players have to talk and work together to get challenges done. The story is engaging as the childhood friends reflect on this adventure. The online play feels very responsive as long as both players have a stable internet connection. The required purchase of 2 copies does suck, but the game is only $5.49 on Steam and Nintendo Switch. I understand I received Bokura for free, but for $12, you're getting a co-op puzzle platformer that lasts about 4 to 6 hours long. Not a terrible price, especially if you're looking for something to play over the weekend. We played the game on PC and it ran completely fine. If you're looking for a required co-op puzzle platformer game, Bokura is right up your alley. And that is my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys want more videos like this, you can hit the like button and subscribe. I upload new videos on Saturdays. Follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, pretty much everything at TV Sonic Gaming. And you can check out my podcast called The Travis and Damien Podcast, where we talk about games, movies, and anime every other week. And yeah, that is all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching this video once again. And I'll see you guys next time with more videos.